Hi, everybody. It is July 5th, 2021. Um, what, I, what I wanted to talk about today is I've been kind of skirting around the issue in some ways because I'm here to ground a positive timeline. So that was for things to go forward. You have to think positive, and that's why I'm always saying that you have to be very positive. Even when things are going bad around you, you still have to stay positive. It's not easy to do. But anyway, the issue is there is, in a sense, two timelines being played out right now. One is the positive timeline, which we've shifted to, and it's the one that's going to work. But the second one is the old timeline, which our controllers had planned for us. So, and because they've planned it for so long, there's this whole mechanism and this whole infrastructure that is based on it. So the decision was made, and I'm not sure how long ago necessarily, but in order for us to capitalize on on this as a lesson, it's the decision was made by source, as far as this is what I've been kind of shown or told, whatever, to show us what was going to happen. So that's why it seems very, very confusing right now, because we're, in a sense, we're merging two timelines together. One's positive, as in fixing what they had planned for us, and then but also leaving enough there for all of us to understand and to learn from. Now, the reason why this is the topic is because because this is still playing out, and it's involving the people like me that came here to ensure this positive timeline. That's my that's my sole purpose, sort of. We're going to usher in this positive timeline, and basically by ushering in this positive timeline, one of the biggest things to accomplish this was to take down the dark side's agenda. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what kind of problems this brings up. Is okay. For example, the beginning of last year, that's when I got sort of turned on, as far as like, okay, I knew that something was wrong my whole life, all that stuff. I think I told you my story, but then I got sort of triggered, as in like, okay, this is where we start fixing things. This is where we turn it around. So, for the most part, it was more of a discovery. All last year was discovering. It's like, wow, look what they've been planning. They've been planning on doing this, planning on doing that. They were going to. It was going to be this huge push for this. It was their final push for control. So, which means they were bent on, first of all, depopulation. They've done that to us for thousands of years. They've recycled this over and over again. You'll understand later on what I'm talking about more. But what I'm getting at is they were going to take out a huge percentage of the population of Earth to get us to a more manageable size with man-made flu, as you know. And then once that didn't quite work as well as they planned, and their second wave to that was come out with a flu shot, which we were hoping would be the cure, which is not. Nobody ever talks about just our immune system. But so, in a sense, what we're playing out now, and the second year of this, which is it was 2021 now, it's all about rolling out this new flu shot. Again, it was supposed to take out millions and millions of people. Now, because this is kind of like a timeline that we knew what was going to happen. Uh, we're we came here to not only stop it, but I guess what I'm trying to get at here is it is their plans have been stopped in a sense for the most part, but we're also letting it roll out to show people what they have planned. It's, in other words, it isn't coming in. It's, let me put it this way. It's a good example of this is if you heard somebody was going to kill somebody. Let's say, for instance, you know for sure they bought the gun. They were going to be at a certain place at a certain time. Now, if you went there and you arrested the guy inside the car before he got out, and he just put his gun in his back pocket or whatever. If you arrested him and said, "Listen, we're arresting you for murder," they're going to go, "No, he didn't do anything. He's just sitting in his car and he had a gun and he put it in his back pocket as he was going to go out." But there's no proof that he was going to kill this person. So that's the only way to play this out is to let that person go through with it almost to the very end until it was really, really super obvious what was planned, and then arrest them. That's kind of what's been playing out for the last 2 years. Is we're letting this storyline kind of, it's in the old timeline, play out, as in to show everybody they really were trying to kill us. They really are controlling us. They really have manipulated your mind to believe them. The media is in on it. The politicians are in on it. The legal system is in on it. All these people that you've been looking up to all these years, it's not a coincidence that they're all in a position of power and they're making these decisions. That's the problem. So as much as we've come here and go, okay, let's stop them from doing all their bad things and let's just turn this boat around and so we're going in a different direction. That's all very fine and everything, which we're doing. But what makes it difficult is we have to show what they had planned at the same time. So what I'm getting at is, and that's what makes things look crazy, is because both sides, the good guys and the bad guys, have been working behind the scenes covertly. They've both been doing it. The bad guys have been doing it for a lot longer, and that's what we're trying to expose, and that's in a sense what July is going to do more of. It's going to expose a lot of these people for what they were doing all along. So anyway, it makes my job more difficult, and all the people that are trying to help this new timeline be a positive one, because we have to deal with showing people what went wrong so they can learn from it and turn this boat around at the same time. So we have to turn back to go, see, that's what was going on, okay, and we're going to avoid that now. And now we're going to turn this around and we're going to turn it into something positive. So I mean, when you understand what's been going on, it makes a lot of sense. But when you stand back and you look at it, you go, this doesn't make any sense, because they're still trying to kill us. But at the same time, it's not as bad as what we're told. It's because behind the scenes, we're making it not so deadly. We are fixing this. So I don't know what to say. It's just because people are still, they're just doing it anyway. They're still following this old timeline of like, do whatever the government says. And it's driving me crazy, because I'm saying don't fall for it. How many times do we have to show you they've been up to nefarious plans? This is not right. We're not supposed to be listening to do what they're saying. Yes, of course they're in a position of power. It's not a coincidence. They've been put in power on purpose to pull this off. This is a huge plan that they've been planning out, and we are putting an end to it, but we have to leave enough there to show people, see what I was saying, that this is what I'm talking about. So that's where we're at right now. It's you can have confidence that we're going to get out of this, and it's going to be turn into a positive timeline. But at the same time, there's enough here to show the people the reality of how much we dodged a bullet. This was really, really serious. This is end game stuff, you guys. This is what they were planning on doing, but we're stopping it. And then along with that, especially in July, we're going to show what they've been doing for hundreds of years. So it's going to be kind of like expose month. It's going to be a lot more exposure and sort of disclosure as well. So anyway, it's difficult for me to talk about this because it's like I'm talking about two different timelines, and that's kind of what's going on. It's the old timeline to show people like this. Well, this was the fate that they had planned for us, but we've turned it around, and now we're showing how we're going to fix this problem, and it's going to turn into a positive timeline. That's the state we're in right now. So hopefully that explains it a little bit better for people that are kind of confused. Anyway, that's my update for July for now. Okay, bye.